look, some of broke D be some of the best D, but that ain't in our budget. Make for sure you are dating up and not date down. When it comes to money, that could be a deal breaker in any relationship. So let's go ahead and have the calmer conversations about money in relationships. Welcome to your success stories. I am your girl Nika Johnson, and I'm gonna help you get there. I am a credit coach and budgeting expert, and today we'll be talking about relationships and money. That's right. When you're dating, you want to make for sure that you're dating up, not down. Don't date for someone for the potential of who they can become. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at who they are today. Not that, oh, he could be a great father, oh, she could be a great woman, or oh, they desire to go back to school, are they in school right now? Like, we can't be dating for the potential, because what about if they never live up to their potential? And then you're living life full of regret because things didn't work out in the way that you expected or planned for it to be. Sometimes you gotta quit giving so much grace, because the reality is this is your life that you're talking about. We don't really talk about how relationships hold you back. That could be from a partnership, or it could be friendships. Be in a relationship with a partner, it could be your child father, the mother of your children. It could be in a marriage, but you feel alone, or you carrying the financial burden by yourself. So it's just like, if I'm doing this while we together, what the hell we need to be together? When I could do this by myself. Like, does that make sense? Don't keep picking up somebody else's slack. Like, they gotta be able to pull their weight. When we are dating, have a list of requirements. You know, do they check off your boxes? How do they make you feel? But who are they as well? Are there any unresolved traumas? You know, and the reason why I say unresolved traumas is because we don't really talk about, like, people that hide addictions. People that, it could be a drinking, you know, do they get drunk a lot of times and they black out and they don't know they living? Because why? Because that could cause a DUI. That could cause higher car insurance, especially that could cause a car accident when the vehicle's in your name. Like, are they responsible? We don't talk about how unresolved traumas impact money. It impacts our finances. Or is it someone that is gambling? So as soon as they get paid, they gamble their whole check and then they can't contribute to the household. What damn does that do? Is it someone that they're adult but they're trapped in a child's body, to where they want the newest J's, the newest clothes, the things that don't really matter, the frivolous spending, you know, the overcompensating in that? And it's a lot of that comes down to trauma. Like, have to heal. Like, not even being cliche or anything of that aspect, a lot of times is being able to heal, because that relationship ain't gonna work. I don't care how much you try to pray over them, pray about it. You date someone for who they are and not their potential, is because you don't want to be carrying that dead weight. You don't want to make sacrifices and someone's not willing to make the same type of sacrifices. You don't want to work hard and someone is enjoying the fruits of your labor. What good does that do? Let's take it back. That's like when you in college and you're doing a group project and everybody don't carry their workload. Like, everybody don't do their share. How does that make you feel? Like, you go feel mad, irritated, annoyed, because how do you get the same grade as everybody but you didn't contribute to the same amount of work? That's the same when it comes to a relationship. But I'm here to tell you, no relationship is going to be 50-50. You know, I don't care how long you have been married, how long you've been dating, even in certain friendships, like relationships, like in general, nothing's going to be 50-50. There's going to be moments that you may be the breadwinner and your partner's going to be the breadwinner years later down the road. Is money everything? No, but money is a tool. Money is a tool so you can be able to live the life that you want to live, so you don't have to struggle, so you don't have to go from check to check, so you don't have to become a product of your environment. Have someone that is going to put in that same amount of effort and work that you are. Someone that's going to balance out the load. Basically, you know, when you're in a relationship and you got one person that is a spender and you got one person that's a saver, always stack your money. When it comes to relationships, I will always recommend to have joint accounts and separate accounts. The reason why is you can have one main account for bills, to where, of course, have your bills on auto pay on your credit card. Shameless plug, that's a tip. Make sure you have all your bills on automatic payments on a credit card, and then you can have that credit card on automatic payment coming out of your bank account, using that routing account number, which is known as an ACH transaction, into where you're going to have rewards being built over time. So the same way you may pay bills out of account, I will switch that, put that on a credit card that's going to give you some type of rewards or something such as. But for couples, I'll always recommend that you have at least a joint account and separate account. It is important that you save money. If your partner not saving, make for sure you save. Make for sure you protect yourself at the end of the day. It's because you can't keep fighting for someone that don't want help. You can't go save somebody that don't want to be saved. It's not fair for you to always have to pick up the load because of where they're lacking at. Like, they got to be self-driven. I'm telling you, I don't care how long that you try to fight it or make something work. You don't want nobody bringing you down. One thing I always said, I can't choose my parents, but I can choose my partner. My partner has to be in alignment of my goals. I'm someone that wants to invest into real estate. I need that same type of mindset. I don't want someone, when I'm saying, hey, I'm willing to risk it all, let me go invest into this, I want to invest into my business, or I want to do this. I don't want someone, hold me back, the self-doubt, the self-sabotage, and telling me to play it safe. You don't need that. You need someone that's hey, let's go make this happen together. You want that team effort. We both gonna make this risk, so we both go enjoy these rewards. But when you have someone that is a spender, someone is a saver, make for sure they contribute to these bills, and what else they do with their money, let them do it. But don't feel obligated to always pick up the check. Folks be pocket watching. I don't care how you put it. Don't tell folks how much money you make if they're not in your same tax bracket, or they're not making the same amount equivalent of money, as much money as you do. And the reason being is that it creates envy, jealousy, and a sense of entitlement. Every time I go out, because I make more money, I don't want to have to feel obligated to pay the bill all the time, because then I feel used. What is the point of going out with your homegirls, with the boys, or your partner, because you just another expense? You another bill. If that's the case, let me go ahead and file you on my taxes, because you, at this point, I feel like you another dependent. But the reality is, if you can't pay for your way, it's cool. I can go out to eat by myself. I can take myself out to eat. But the reality is, don't tell folks how much money you make, because then they begin to pocket watch. This is why friends start to separate. When you elevating and you can't bring everybody to the top, is because you trying to put everybody else's on. Like, for example, me, I try to put friends on by helping them with their credit, helping them with the budget, helping them with the job, teaching them how to negotiate, how to start their business. And then it's dead weight, because it's like, I care more than you care. Why is that? And this is your business. Like, we all got the same 24 hours in a day. There's too much money out here to be made to be worrying about the next person back. If I gave you some food to eat, why are you looking at the food on my plate?
I gave you some food. Why you still looking at my plate?
It shouldn't be that way, but that's how folks are. So that's why you got to surround yourself with people that's in alignment of who you are becoming. Not like who you used to be, but where you are going. Because those are the people that's going to push you. Those are the people that, when I go on dates now with my girlfriends, we take turns on a bill. And I have friends that I would spend a bag. Like, there's one friend that I give her a $500 budget for her birthday, because that's my ace boom coon. Because guess what? She can spend the same on me. She could spend the same amount of money on me as I spend on her. And so we have no problem with it. And it's crazy, because when I post about it on Facebook, here's an example, folks always be like, oh, I want a good friend like that. It takes you being a good friend in order to receive one. Folks always saying that they want, a better friend, but are you a better friend? Because honestly, I wasn't always a good friend. It was through trial, it was through error, it was through mistakes, it was through arguments, it was through fallout that I learned how to be a better friend, to be able to listen, to be able to have more compassion, have a level of increased emotional intelligence of how do I want people to show up for me. So even when my friends say that they okay, that they're not okay, I have to do my due diligence and I want to be the best friend that I can be. It takes time. We all make mistakes. And baby, I'm here to tell you, you ain't a goddamn good as a friend that you may think you are. Go ask your friends. How many times have you really showed up for them? But also, I'm going to challenge everybody that's on the other side of the screen. It's not okay for you to allow people to be there for your high moments and not your low. So you have to learn how to be vulnerable. You have to learn how to speak up. and ask for help. Tell people that you're not okay. And sometimes, yes, ain't nobody mind readers. We have to tell people how we want them to show up for us. But in certain relationships, people start to keep score of, I did this for you, I did that, because they start to feel unappreciated. That's right. Why do people keep score in relationships? Why do people feel like they throw things up in other people's face? I don't think it's intentionally to be negative or nasty. I honestly feel like that maybe they don't feel the same love is being reciprocated, and they may feel like a relationship is one-sided. There was a friend that I love dearly. It hurted me more to let this person go simply because she didn't know how to love me. She loved her husband more than she loved everybody else. And that may sound crazy, but the reality is you should still be able to make space for other relationships in your life. It shouldn't be that when you're in a relationship, then you go ghost and you're a horrible friend. But when you break up or when you're single, now you want to do things with the girls. That ain't okay. Don't use me. I'm not a toy. You don't put me on a shelf and then you take me off a shelf when it's for your convenience. The reality is that relationship, I had to let go. Why? For your birthday, I can show up for you. Why? For your graduation, I can show up for you. Why? Anytime you need me, I can show up for you. But when I need you, you can't be there in return. That's not okay. Why is it I don't ask for much, but when you got a birthday and people be like, oh, you got everything, I don't know what to give you. That is a cop-out and that is an excuse. I need you to loan your friends. I need you to put some money in your budget. My birthday is one time a year, 365 days. Start adding some money to that budget. Love on me the way I love on you. But I'm not accepting half in any relationship. And so this same person lost themselves in their marriage. They husband don't never show up, but you always showing up for him. But for my birthday, I can't get no quality time. I can't get a card. I can't get a birthday gift for $20. Like, go buy me some Stella Rosa. Big Mama loves Stella Rosa. It's not okay. But what I hate about relationships sometimes is that your girl's gonna be there before, during, and after that relationship. It's not okay. Friendship breakups can be harder than relationship breakups. We don't talk about that. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and put that in my phone because I need to do a YouTube video on that, because that is one. Like, we don't talk about that. Friendship breakups is hard. When it comes to relationships, know your place. Don't overstep. Don't overextend yourself. Another thing when it comes to relationships and money is if I can't come to you for the same thing, don't ask for me. What I mean by that is AKA borrow money. I can't come to you and ask you to borrow $1,000. Why do you think it's appropriate for you to ask me to borrow $1,000? If I can't come to you and ask you for 10 grand, why do you think it's appropriate to ask me for 10 grand? Fair point blank, don't lend no money out. Because people be quick to borrow and slow to return. And that because I value the relationship more than money, I just don't let people lend money. It never seems like it goes well sometimes. Don't let people borrow money, because that's when people start to pocket watch. Oh, you got it. It don't matter if I got it. I don't got it for you. Why are you always struggling? What are you going to do to make the necessary sacrifices to get yourself out this rut? Sometimes people are the results of their own choices that they make because they continuously put themselves in those spaces. I'm not going to feel bad. Ultimately, don't let folks borrow money from you and you can't ask the same in return. There are certain people that I know that I can go to that's gonna have that money for me. That's gonna have that bond money. That's gonna help me if I really was in a bind. Although my pride is too strong to come to them, I know my days of allowing people to borrow money, that's okay. Like, I be having the best interest for some folks, but I realized that I wanted more than what they wanted from themselves in those spaces and those moments. And mentally, they couldn't understand or fathom that. And so it may hurt me, but I have to do what's best for me and to give myself a peace of mind so I can be able to sleep at night. So for example, if you got a friend and they know that you're saving up for a house and then you got them calling you a week later like, hey, let's go out, that ain't your friend, because I know that I'm going to hold my friends accountable. You don't need to be spending money if you're trying to save money. Like, switch up your circle, get an accountability partner, find other people that's interested in becoming a homeowner. Go find other homeowners so they can push you, give you the shortcut to success. You know, for me, when people be like, I always say this phrase sometimes, like, it pays to play, is because folks feel like, oh, well, people shouldn't have to charge for information. That is false. Like, you go pay for it for two different ways, either your time, your money to get that shortcut. But the reason why I charge people for the information that I know when you really want that blueprint is because I don't want my time to be wasted. And folks waste your time sometimes. All the free game, the free knowledge, people don't understand when it's free. But when you put a price to it, then they value it. We talked about friendships. We talked about how when you make more money than your friends, sometimes we ourselves put that pressure on ourselves, but then also it's other people. Or having that conversation early on, hey, 2 separate checks. One time I went out and I remember someone, the waiter came and was like, how many checks? And it was like 1. But then it's just like, they don't want to add in a tip. They don't want to add in the tax and stuff like that. Like, no, I'm better off just paying for my meal. There's moments that I will decline going to eat with someone just because I don't want to pick up the bill. Simply put, like, I can take myself out to eat. I can go cook, okay? I can go cook in my kitchen instead of going out spending money that I don't want to spend. But when it comes to money and relationships, show up for those who show up for you. Don't count and keep track or keep score of those that are not there. It's an insult to those that are. Pay attention to the people that are there for you. Pay attention to the people that calls you and you're not the one that's always calling and texting first. Pay attention. Make note of it mentally. And the reason why you want to make a mental note is because you want to receive the same love that you give. I know for me, that's what I want. I want people to love me the way that I love the world. And I got so much love to give, and I just want to give it away. To help some of these things when it comes to finances and relationships is communication. Like communicating that if you have someone on your credit card that's an authorized user or you have a joint account, communicate. Set a budget, something realistic. If you are married, in an exclusive relationship and you are combining finances, those communications that needs to be had of what is that spending limit. Like if we're spending a certain dollar amount over $500, let's communicate one another. Now, if you predominantly handle everything, you ain't got nobody to check into. Agree how money should be spent in a sense of if you are furnishing your house or your apartment or your living space, make for sure that you're in alignment of, hey, we have a budget of $2,000 to furnish this room. Not you trying to spend $2,000 on a sofa, $2,000 on the decor and things like that. It comes down to communication. Again, what is the 2 things that draws people away? Is finances and communication. And so you want to be transparent and be able to be on the same page. Some different things that you can implement in your household. Do weekly budgets. Make sure you're communicating when funds are low, or if you are struggling, don't struggle in silence, but communicate that to your partner so you allow them the opportunity to be there or show for you as you have always done for them. Be able to communicate of, hey, this bill was higher. Having that safety net, having that emergency funds. And if you're a woman, I'll always encourage you to always put up a savings account. You always put up a savings account on top of the savings account. When you start dating, be honest about your debt. I don't want to come into a relationship and I'm debt free, or I got just some credit card debt and you got child support, collections, repossessions. Like, be upfront when you're having those conversations when the time is right. What is your financial picture? And you may not be where you want to be, and that's fine, but creating a plan of action, creating a goal, and hustling so you can be able to make that happen. That's all. Some people just want to be in the know, but when you're hiding things, people just like, they gonna feel some type of way. You want to be able to create a budget and a plan that benefits the relationship. See, I wasn't ready for this and my hat fell off. Hold on, let me get my hat. Look, society will try to make you feel bad. Going 50-50 is wrong, and there's nothing wrong, because guess what? If you was doing 100% and someone came in and contribute 50%, that is a peace of mind. That is taking something off your plate. They are coming to help and not hurt. I don't care. Do what's best for your relationship in your household, but some folks be on social media capping, like out here lying, talking about, I don't want nobody that's go to 50-50. A man, I want to take care of my man. I like to wine and dine. I want to book you massages. I want to do dates. I want to pick up the bill. I want to get you cologne. Let me build your watch collection. Let me buy you a $500 suit. Like, it on when we out here. I don't have a problem taking care of my man. But as a woman, the more, a man is taking care of her, she's going to want to take care of him more. So we're nurturing one another. So do what's best for your relationship. Quit worrying about somebody else's household. Because guess what? There's times if I got to do 100%, maybe I'm going to do 100%. If I got to do 75%, if I got to do 50%. But that's when it comes to a partnership, when it comes to a marriage, when it comes down to a relationship. You shouldn't have to feel alone in a relationship. I should have your back and you should have mine. We should be Bonnie and Clyde. We should be against the world. What's better than 1 millionaire? 2.
What's better than 1 billionaire? 2. Especially if they...
Because we locked in. Ain't no switching up. That's the way it should be. I don't want to place all this burden on myself. Let me go ahead and take something that's off. Come over here and lessen this load. Amen. I ain't gotta pay 100%. Like, I don't get like this era of people feel that a woman is less than if she doesn't contribute to the household, or, you know, a man is not all that because he can't provide, you know, 100% of your living expenses. I like to hustle. I like my own money. But one thing is, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Some folks that allow a man to pay all their bills, guess what? They're more controlling. They're narcissistic. Sometimes they cheat and they go come and go. And they treat you like a housewife. They treat you like a modern day slave. They don't appreciate you sometimes. They feel like because you don't work, because you are a homemaker, cooking and cleaning and providing for the kids, that ain't enough because they actually want to go punch into that clock. I don't want that. Let me help contribute. You want to pay the mortgage and I pay the bills? Fine. Or vice versa. And even in a relationship, guess what? I'm so secure of who I am and in my relationship that I'm going to love my man to the end of time, to the depths of his soul. Whatever goal and vision he got, I want to help see through that. And guess what? If I need to pick up more while you hustling, while you going to school, if you get a degree, a certificate, your CDLs, if you want to focus on your entrepreneurship and I pick up the extra slack, baby, that's fine. People always got an opinion about something when you ain't never probably been in a real relationship to where someone didn't even contribute a damn dollar to your bills. But guess what? If we laid up, what benefit is it? Baby, at least take that 50-50. I'm sorry, ain't nothing wrong with going 50-50. Another issue that impacts relationships or when parties are different. When one person is focused on paying off debt, and another one person may not be. Let's say, for example, one person used their credit card in the relationship and they want to pay it off to a zero balance every month, and then the other person only want to make the minimum payments. You know, it's trying to express and communicate your perspective, your side of the story, and creating a plan of action of that debt reduction strategy, doing a snowball debt method. You know, what is the it thing? What is our goal as a family, as a unity? Is it homeownership? Is it building a business? Is it investing? Is it preparing for retirement? Is it preparing for college? You know, preparing for a rainy day? What is that thing? Because if your priorities are not in alignment, then not doing nothing but bumping heads. You don't want to feel like you're making sacrifices for people that's unappreciative. You don't want to feel like that you're doing all the work on your own. Another issue is being in a relationship and splurging on unnecessary things. You start to kind of compare yourself to the world or to social media or to your friends, your family, or such and such got this bag, they got a new shoes, they taking this trip, they got this nice house, this nice furniture, and that can kill you. That can kill you mentally. That can kill your relationship. That can kill your dreams. It could kill you in so many different type of capacities that one do not understand. The easiest way that I can put this is what's for you is what's for you. Can't nobody take that away. When the Lord gives you a vision, He's gonna give you that plan to see it through. There may be tests and trials that you need to go through that's gonna prepare you for that it thing. But don't compare yourself to the next person, because people see success, but guess what? They don't see the depression. They don't see the anxiety. They don't see the tears, the sleepless nights, the self-doubt. They don't see none of that. And all they can see is the glitz and glams. It happened to me all the time. Oh, you think you all that? Or, oh yeah, you changed because you got money now. And you get to see their projections. You get to see those insecurities to start to bleed through. You're leveling up, level up with the right circle, because relationships could cost you. Now let's change gears. Other things to be mindful in any type of relationships of, if you got someone that is friendships, you know, one that's always drinking and don't know their limit. You don't want to put yourself in a nights of fun that gives you a life ahead. And so within that is relationships matter. They matter. We don't always talk about when it comes to navigating success and leveling up of how some friends that you grew up with, your best friend, your childhood friend, you want them to come with you, right? But we don't talk about that when their goals are not in alignment, that you start to outgrow them. Of when you go off to college and then you got friends that's always want to party and go out. You can't do that. You got to study. It's those sacrifices that you have to make from when you are saving up to get a car. You can't spend frivolous money of just going out to eat, going to concert, traveling. You may have to say, hey, I can't participate in this. And it's okay that it's not your time, because when it's your time and when it's your season, you gonna know that. Start to outgrow friendships when you're not on the same page. When I started firing my boss, I have friends that said, hey, they were going to do the same thing, but they didn't. My schedule changed. I'm doing all-nighters sometimes. I'm studying for my business as if I had an exam or back when I was in college. I don't want to always go out. I may want to stay home and chill. So, when you got money, you don't become easily accessible. And this is something that people don't really realize. So, for me, is that I can't be easily accessible. I'm typically guarded. Through social media, people gonna know me before I know them. And people have alternative motives. I have to make for sure that I'm not too drunk. I can always, I can have a drink or two, if that, but I always need to be subconsciously aware of my surroundings at all times. I realize that sometimes I change the scenery. I may not want to go to the club or the bar. I may want to go do pottery. I may want to do happy hour. I may want to go to the movies on a $5 Tuesday. I want new experiences. I may want to go zip lining. I may want to go hiking. I may want to participate in a 5K run. As you are leveling up, as you are growing and navigating success, the things that you once used to entertain and do, it may not be in alignment of who you are becoming. And that is okay. And don't let nobody make you feel bad. It's okay to get with your friends, and we don't always have to spend money. Money doesn't always have to be involved. You can do free things. Can we get together and go work out together? Can we get together and study? Let's go to the library. Can we be able to get together and take each other content pictures and elevate in those type of capacities? Make sure you like, you comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications, and make sure you tune in. Comment what are some of the difficulties down below when it comes to money and relationships. People could be an asset or they could be a liability. Are they adding value to your life, or are they a liability to where they always calling you when they need something, they are in debt, they need to borrow money? It's always gossip, it's always negativity. It takes away from you. Do you ever look at your phone and someone calling you and you avoid want to talk to them because it's always something, one thing after another? Pay attention to people. Are they assets or they liabilities? Are they bringing you up or are they bringing you down? Do you feel like it's someone that's always associated with drama? They could call you with the latest gossip. They know about everybody else's goddamn business and what's going on, but they don't know about their credit score. They don't know about their finances. They know about everything else, but they don't know how to get to no money. Ultimately, the choice is yours on who are you going to surround yourself with. Who are you going to build with? Be cautious of that, because the people we are friends with, they could cost you your life. Are they going to hold you accountable? Or are they going to push you? Or are they going to call you out when you're wrong? Or are they going to entertain things that you have no business entertaining? Are they going to give you that tough love? That goes for when you're dating and the people that you marry. You may always have the goals and aspirations to go get your nursing degree, to relocate, to start a business, but they always want to get you knocked up and get you pregnant. Do they really care about your goals? Or is the person that you're with, do they make your life easier or do they make it harder? And only you know that. But when we talk about money in relationships, we gotta keep it real. We gotta have those uncomfortable conversations. Some of the people that you go to bed at night is one of your biggest expense. It ain't just money. It's money and finance. We gotta have the tough conversations, because some of the people that you sleep with, when you go to bed with at night, sometimes that's one of your biggest expense. It ain't just your money, it's your mental too. So I say this to say that money in relationships, navigating it can be complex, but you always want to make for sure you have an open communication. If I'm taking someone out to dinner, I may say, hey, you have a budget of this. And that may seem like, no. Because what you're not going to do when I take you to dinner, you're not about to be ordering a whole bunch of extra-ish. You're not about to be ordering a whole bunch of extra, refills charge, extra shrimp, extra toppings, extra this, extra that. But if it was on your tab, you wouldn't be doing that. So be mindful, set boundaries, but communicate. If I tell people, hey, we want a dinner, you got a budget of this. Any outside of that, okay, you on your own. Hey, we want a dinner, oh, I forgot my card. I don't know what to tell you. Let me go get my ticket. Deuces, I'm out. But the reality of it, when it comes to money and relationships, don't let nobody hold you back from reaching your highest potential. Because before we get out of here, I just got one question for you. Is that relationship in your budget? Only you know.